Well, hi. Laila Tov. Let's see who's here. Annie and Troy are here. I will be right back. I have to get my siddur for the counting of the Omer. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to do a few songs relating to Yom HaShoah, which is this weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but right now, not. Let's see. Okay. This song I learned, back in the 80s, I think, first time I had heard it. Interestingly, a friend that had gone to high school with me, oddly, I didn't know him at the time. I didn't know him in high school. We knew many of the same people, but didn't exactly, our activities were different. I'm not going to go there. But I was very close to him. He said he learned it in high school. He's not Jewish. He wasn't Jewish. He was raised Catholic, and in fact, I sang at his funeral. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above it, there's a swallow winging swiftly through the sky. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 donna. Donna, 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 donna. Donna, 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 donna. Donna, 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 donna. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow so proud and free? How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 donna. Donna, 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 donna. Donna, 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 donna. Donna, 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 donna. Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow, must learn to fly. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 donna. Donna, 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 donna. Donna, 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 donna. and it's a metaphor, of course, but this song was written by, the poem was written by Hannah Senish, who was martyred at the age of 20. She was very brilliant. She was very brilliant. She was brilliant. Very brilliant is kind of superlative, and I don't need it. But she was an amazing person, and she, at the age of 17, she moved to Israel, or at the time it was Palestine, and in the 40s, late 40s, I believe. She was born in Hungary, and during the war she felt compelled to become a part of the liberation of the Jews in her country. And she became a paratrooper. She parachuted into Hungary behind enemy lines, and she was almost immediately captured and executed, tortured and executed. And she was, this poem she wrote when she was walking along the beach in Caesarea. Okay. Oh Lord, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart. Okay, it's after 4. I started later than I thought I had started. Alrighty, page 3. Hine ma tov. Hine ma tov manayim, shevet kulanu yachad. Hine ma tov manayim, shevet kulanu yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet kulanu yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet kulanu Baruch page 4. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMivorak. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Baruch Adonai HaMivorak Leolam Vaed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Ahavat Olam. Your love, page 5. Your love has embraced us always, in wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day, your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, informing the soul, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah night and day, in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love. Yeshema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel. Adonai is our God, Adonai alone. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Praised be God's glorious sovereignty throughout all time. Ve'ahavta, page 7. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol miodecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha v'beitecha v'lechtecha v'derech v'shochlecha v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 8. To you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children, and recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and upon your gates. Then you will remember and observe all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who is truth. Page 9, the Micha Mocha. And Hai Shoshana and Hai Su. כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורת תהילות, Who is like you, Adonai, among all that is worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? V'hashkivenu. O God, you are a consolation to your creatures, for in moments of forgetting, we but call to mind your care, and we are comforted. When we hope no more, a pattern in the snow reminds us of your loving kindness. Your dawns give us confidence, and sleep is a friend. You are here. We fail words to say, Ma Tov. Baruch atah Adonai, haborei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Praised are you, Adonai, who spreads the shelter of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. L'chatzi Kaddish. Yitkadav yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach yirutei, be'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yom echon, u'v'chayed kol beit Yisrael, bagala bagala u'vizman kariv, v'imeru amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'lam me'amaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei kodesha brichu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imeru amen. The Amidah, which begins on page 13. Hang on a second, I need to have something in my throat. The bronchitis leaves me with, postnasal drip or something. And one of the nasty things about that is that it gives me coughing fits. And if I don't grab something to drink when I feel one coming on, it'll be too late. And that can last for a few minutes. So, the Avot v'Imahot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Goel Livnei V'Nehem Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Okay, page 14. Atagi boli olam Adonai, mechayei hakol ata, rav lehu Moshiach, Mashiv Ruach, Morid Hagashem. Oh, wrong, I did it wrong. Morid Hatal, Mechal Chayim Chesed, Mechayim Ako Berakamim Rabim, Somet Soklim Belfei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunato Lishnei Afar, Mikamo Kabamirot, Umido Merak, Melech David Umekayim, Umotni Amita, ונאמנתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מקיים הכל. עושה שלום בדרומה ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. The Kaddish Shalem, the full Kaddish. Yitkedah v'yitkedah shemei Rabba, be'amar divrachim utei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayeichon v'yomeichon v'chayir kol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'b'zman kariv v'imru amen. Osei shalom. Yehei shemei Rabba mevarach, le'alam u'lamei amaya yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipav v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitbalev v'yitalal, shemei kodisha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimeru amen. Titkabel zloton u'roton dechol Yisrael, kadam avuhon divishmaya v'yimeru amen. Yehi shalom Rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Yeah, Troy, it's kind of endemic. I had one woman who she's passed away. She's been gone now for not quite a year, and but she was a very dear, loving friend. But she insisted on, and I loved her for it, correcting every mistake I made, especially early on when I was new at what I was doing, and this is as a cantor. So yeah, if I messed up and did the wrong. One time, I caught her though. One time she thought I was supposed to do the Morid Hatal, and it wasn't, we hadn't done the Musaf service where we say the prayer for Tal. So we had to wait until the later service. She tried to correct me during the Shacharit. Amida. And no, I got you this time. She was usually never wrong. So funny. Okay. Holocaust. My grandfather was a judge in the Nuremberg trials, and I actually have learned more about him as I've gotten older than I ever did when I actually was growing up with him in my life. He was a colonel and a judge in JAG, in the Army. Both he and his brother went to West Point at the same time, and incidentally, at the same time as Patton, at the same time as Ike, at the same time as Bradley. And they all knew each other. And then my great uncle, his brother, was a general. He served in the Pacific, and that's another story entirely. But my grandfather he was living in Ohio. He was a U.S. judge. They were all of the judges that went to Nuremberg were U.S. judges, United States judges. He told me stuff I don't talk about, and I can't talk about it. It's too much. More than most of you guys know, as a matter of fact. The movie Judgment at Nuremberg was based on his story, his participation in what was known as the judges' trial. They judged the Nazi judges. And so that was, he was called in late, actually, to be a part of this particular tribunal. He oversaw a few other trials as well. There was one about a Czechoslovakian village that had been annihilated. Everybody in it had died, were murdered by the Nazis. But the judges' trial was unique in that they had to adjudicate the actual judges, the Nazi judges. And I think about our Supreme Court and what may happen over the next few years. It's scary. And I got an email this morning. This is one of my favorite rabbis who sent this message, and he said, his name is Rabbi Daniel Guskila. He is Sephardic. He's the head of the Sephardic Educational Center. He says, this coming Sunday night. So this is his message to me and my message to you. April 23rd, we begin to observe Yom HaShoah, our solemn day of remembrance for the 6 million victims of the Holocaust. Another thing I do, by the way, and I have always done, I heard somebody else who had done it once, and I decided that I needed to do this too. Often you will see the word Holocaust capitalized. I do not capitalize the word. I want it to feel, I want the word to feel diminished because of what happened to us. So, a recent article in the Times of Israel reported that in Israel, Holocaust survivors, this is only in Israel, mind you, Holocaust survivors are dying at the rapid rate of 1,000 a month. And this means that soon enough, we will live in a world where there are no more survivors alive to tell the world what happened during those dark years when evil and hatred ruled the world. Another friend of mine, Walter Newman, who was not a rabbi, he was just a very pious and dear, loving person. He and his wife were both Holocaust survivors. His wife, Lottie, couldn't talk about her experience, but Walter did. Walter talked about his experience. He was also in the army. When he managed to escape a death camp and came to the United States, became a citizen, joined the army, and went back to fight. And he led services for the army, for the Jewish members of his unit. And he still, I remember he showed me one time, he showed me his Siddur. His grandson, he's a nice kid, I can't think of his name, might have been Kevin or Kenneth, or at any rate, he was a teenager. And they were serving some particular kind of food for dinner one night, and he said, "Oh, I hate that." Now, how many times have you heard somebody say that, or you said it yourself? "I hate that." And his grandfather stopped him dead in his tracks and said, "No, don't hate anything. Hate is what caused the Holocaust. Hate you must eliminate hate from your heart. Even just saying, 'I hate broccoli,' whatever it was he didn't like. Don't hate anything." Yes, you did. That's right. You got your name from the prayer. And it's my favorite too, by the way. One of my favorite prayers. I should do it sometime. I do a very classical cantorial version of it, and it's utterly gorgeous. It's extremely long. I would have to do it like 15 minutes before we started and just go with it. I haven't done it for a while either. So, at any rate, that's my primary message: is don't hate. Don't hate. Don't even hate the Nazis. Don't hate what they did. You can do, but don't hate another person, no matter how wrong they go. Okay? All right, Aleinu, page 17. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל הבונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. His name was Judge Justin, perfect name, right? Woodward Harding. Judge Justin Woodward Harding. Google him. They talk about the Google, the Wikipedia stuff on him is, it talks about the Nuremberg trials, but it also talks about when he lived in Alaska, and a fantastic case that, landmark case that he oversaw. in, I think it was Ketchikan, no, it might have been Skagway. Hitler, we don't know. We don't know what happened to him as a child. And we don't know how many Hitlers we will have in the future. We can't, there's no way of knowing what happens to them. Why he wanted to go to an art school, I remember that, something about, and perhaps he was outskilled, perhaps, as an artist by somebody who was Jewish. We don't know. But you see, there's also the culture of hate. Oh, okay, Shoshana. Yeah, he was. And the culture of hate in Europe, and it's building again. It's building here, and it's building there. This is not a matter of when it might happen again, or if it might happen again. It's not even a matter of when. It's happening now. And that's what frightens me. Yes, he was an artist. I'd seen some of his pictures. He painted, not people, interestingly. He painted houses. It wasn't like, Karate Kid. He painted, I guess you could say, landscape type stuff. But people were, which is, maybe that's another interesting Freudian thing with him. He didn't, it's without people. It's having only objects that you paint. I don't know. I don't think that's entirely it, because you can be a very loving person and paint landscapes. That's not, but houses, things, I guess, is the objects that have no heart, let's say. Landscapes of Vienna, that's right, he was Austrian. And of course, then he had Jewishness in his background. A grandfather or grandmother, I think it was. We don't know. We don't know why, which is a scary thing. Okay, page 18. We rise to our duty to praise the Master of all, to acclaim the Creator. God made our lot unlike that of other people, assigning to us a unique destiny. We bend the knee and bow, acknowledging the Supreme Sovereign, the Holy One, exalted, who spread out the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth.
ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ונאמר והיה אדוני במלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ביום ההוא יהיה ושמו אחד, היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Yes, they are. There's a great song that Oscar Hammerstein and Richard Rogers wrote for South Pacific. You've got to be taught. Hate is not ingrained in children. You have to teach children to hate. And one of the things that I believe should be a goal, not the only goal, but a goal in Tikkun Olam is to teach love. Yeah. Such is the prophetic assurance, Adonai shall be acknowledged ruler of all the earth. On that day, Adonai shall be one and God's name one. A prayer for the sick. And I have so many people in my community who need prayers. It's kind of, I have to say, a general prayer of all my friends. My next door neighbor, who is terminal, and he lost his wife last year and spent 6 months in another state with his kids, and they, RD Chin and wife Heather, okay. When he came back, he had lost, I don't know how much weight. He's not a tall man, he's a little guy, and he's always been kind of chubby. But he was not chubby when he came home. And within a week, he was in the hospital. And then he came home, and he was maybe home for a few days, and then he went back. And we found out when we finally contacted him in the hospital. He's now in an assisted living place, and he's probably not coming home. I've never tried to read Mein Kampf. Family of Rabbi Mendel Deitch of Ukraine, and R.D. Chin and his wife Heather. How about the families of the people who were shot in Paris, and up in Fresno? Another example of hate, only the reverse, kind of. A black homeless man who killed, I think, 4 white men. So the names that we want to remember for healing: the family of Rabbi Mendel Deitch of Ukraine, R.D. Chin and his wife Heather. I'm sure it's very strange. I haven't tried to read them. I don't think I intend to. We are grateful, O God. Page 20. We are grateful, O God, for the gift of life and for the healing powers you have implanted within your creatures. Sustain our loved ones through these days of illness with the courage and fortitude they need to endure weakness and pain. Help us to find ways to show our love for them so that we may be an influence for good in their time of need. And may all who suffer illness of body or mind know that you are with them, giving them strength of spirit as they struggle to recover. May their afflictions soon be ended, and may they return in health to family and friends. Baruch atah Adonai rofei hachulim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals the sick.
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say משבנו אמותינו, כל הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, loving you of body, loving you of spirit, and let us say
The Mourner's Kaddish. And not the families of those who were killed in Paris, but those who were killed in Paris, those who were killed in Fresno, Mr. Godwin in Wisconsin. No, not Wisconsin, Cleveland, Ohio. This has been a bad week. Rabbi Mendel Deitch. Okay. Thank you, Manny. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeu Rabba ve'almadi v'rachirute ve'amlich malchute v'chayechon v'yomichon v'chaye dekol Beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kariv ve'imru Amen. Yehi shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam olam ne'amaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu. Thank you, Troy, IDF Sotus. Le'elamin kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata le'nechemata ve'amiran be'alma ve'imru Amen. Yehi shalom Rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Ose shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. I'm going to close with the butterfly, sometimes called the last butterfly, written by Pavel Friedman, the poet, who died in Theresienstadt, death camp, at the age of 14. Music is by Lisa Glazer, Glatz, Jensen.
The very last, so richly, brightly dazzling yellow. Perhaps if the sun's tears could sing against a white stone, such a yellow is carried lightly way up high. Away, I'm sure, because it wished to kiss the world goodbye. The very last, so richly, brightly, dazzling yellow. Perhaps if the sun's tears could sing against a white stone. 7 weeks I've lived in here, pent up inside this ghetto. But I have found my people here. The dandelions call to me, and the white chestnut candles in the court. Only I never saw turning yellow. Perhaps if the sun's tears could sing against a white stone, that butterfly was the last one. Butterflies don't believe. Thank you for joining me this Thursday evening for my Ma'ariv service. Thank you for being part of Sima Shalom. You guys are so faithful and wonderful. And thank you, Annie. Thank you very much. And in yours as well. I really appreciate your being part of my community and love doing this. Wish I could do it every day. And I will see you next week. Have a great Shabbat. And don't forget to light the candles on the candle. Don't forget to Don't forget to light a yahrzeit candle on Sunday night. It's important. And I will see you in a week. Shabbat Shalom, Shavua Tov, Laila Tov.